Good day! Our topic for today is all about learning disabilities. Learning disabilities are due to genetic or neurobiological factors that alter brain functioning in a matter which one affects one or more cognitive processes. It should not be confused with learning problems which are primarily the result of visual, hearing, or motor handicap of intellectual disability. It is also referred as hidden disability. The person looks perfectly normal and seems to be a very bright and intelligent person. Dyslexia, a specific learning disability that affects reading and related language-based processing skills. Sign a person has a dyslexia: late talking, learning new words slowly, problem forming words correctly, such as sound in word or sound alike, difficulty finding the right word, problem processing and understand what he or she hears, avoiding activities that involve reading. Dysgraphia affects children and adults to interfere with practically all aspects of writing, including spelling and expression. In other words, dysgraphia is a disorder of written expression. Sign a person has a dysgraphia: trouble forming letter shape, type awkward or painful grip on a pencil, difficulty following a line or staying without margins, trouble with sentence structure or following rules of grammar. Dyscalculia, a person's ability to understand number and to learn math fast.
How can we say that a person has a dyscalculia? The person has a dyscalculia has a disability in understanding problems and basic arithmetic concepts such as fractions, number lines, and positive and negative integers. They also have difficulties in understanding with math-related word problems and trouble in making change in cash transactions. Also, they have missiness in putting math problems on papers, trouble with logical sequence, for example, steps in math problems. They also troubled in understanding the time sequence of events and troubled of describing math process. Auditory processing disorder. In auditory processing disorder, or what we call APD, the patients have difficulties in processing sounds. Individuals with APD may confuse the order of sounds and be unable to filter different sounds, like a teacher's voice versus the background noise. In APD, the brain misinterprets the information which they receive and process from the ears. Language processing disorder. It is a subset of auditory processing disorder. Language processing disorder arises when an individual has a specific challenges in processing spoken language, impacting both receptive and expressive language. According to the Learning Disabilities Association of America, in language processing disorder, there is difficulty attaching meaning to sounds, groups that form words, sentences, and stories. Nonverbal learning disabilities. It may sound like nonverbal learning disabilities, or NVLD, relate to an individual's inability to speak. It actually refers to difficulties in decoding nonverbal behaviors or social cues. NVLD suffers struggle with understanding body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, or the nonverbal aspects of communication. Visual perceptual or visual motor deficit. Individuals with visual perceptual or visual motor deficit exhibit poor hand-eye coordination, often lose their places when reading, and have difficulty with pencils, crayons, glue, scissors, and other fine motor activities. They may also confuse similar looking letters, have trouble navigating with their surroundings, or demonstrate unusual eye activity when reading or completing their assignments. Signs of a person who has a learning disabilities. First, they have a problems on reading and writing. They also have problems with mathematics and have a poor memory. They also have problems on paying attentions and trouble on following directions. They also have clumsiness and trouble in telling time. They also have difficulties on staying of being organized. A child who has a learning disabilities may have the following characteristics. First, they will act without really thinking about possible outcomes or what we call impulsiveness. Also, they will acting out in their schools or social situations. Also, they have difficulty on staying focused and they will be easily distracted. They also have difficulty in saying a word correctly, out loud, or expressing their thoughts. Also, they have problems with school's performance from week to week or day to day. They also speaking like a younger child, using short, simple phrases or leaving out words and sentences. In addition to it, they also have a hard time on listening. Also, they have problems on dealing with changes in schedule or situations. And lastly, they have problems on understanding words or concepts.